되는 걸까? 왜 그런 거야? I'm okay just the way I am. I'm okay with what I do. 지금이 들어도 상관없는데 이 끝이 없는 조언들 너만 하나 쓰세지. 고맙지만 고맙지 않은데 You know you know I don't want to know I don't want no more no more I don't want to know Gotta get up now Gotta get up now I don't have to know Gotta get up now Get up, yeah Everybody says 나의 꿈을 찾아 Right here, right now Yeah, yeah, yeah 더디 찾으면 안 되는 걸까 왜 그런 거야 I'm okay just the way I am I'm okay with what I do 지금이 들어도 상관없는데 이 끝이 없는 조언들 너만 하나 쓰세지 고맙지만 고맙지 않은데 You know you know I don't want to know I don't want no more no more I don't want to know Gotta get up now Gotta get up now I don't have to know Gotta get up now Get up, yeah I'm okay just the way I am You know you know I'm okay just the way I am You know you know It's so easy for me to say what I'm thinking It's so obvious for you my heart keeps beating I don't mind There's something about you that keeps me alive How can I get to you this time? I won't chase you, I'll give you my heart tonight. I won't blame you, it's easy when I lose the fight. Keep me in your mind, it's of the city with that body. Always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby, what you gonna do about it? Loving your vibe, girl. That energy got me going. Yeah, that thing's so vibrant. I wanna know if you can give me the keys to your heart, baby.
Good morning, South Africa, and good morning to the Vooka Nation that is actually out there watching and listening to us. We give thanks to you for always tuning in and making sure that we have the daily engagement with you. It's another Thursday, Barake Kwada 2 weekend, and people are starting to settle down and starting to make their weekend plans, and some others have already started their weekend today. But I know that one thing that people are basically looking forward towards this weekend is the Wafa Wafa tournament, the biggest rivalry when it comes to soccer tournaments. That will be Kaizer Chiefs versus Orlando Pirates on Saturday at FNB Stadium. Now I know that is something that everybody's waiting for, because we all want to know who's gonna win. Is it Ipaga Chuchu or the guys who come with peace? And obviously, do not forget to send us a text under our YouTube comment section or via our WhatsApp line, which is 060-493-3226, and let us know, what is your score prediction for this upcoming match? Which team do you think is going to win? Which team do you think is going to be left out in the dust? Because I definitely wish that some team might win, because it'll be amazing. And I definitely do know that Mo will be wishing that Amakosi win, because that is his favorite team. Now I do hope that you guys are settling in correctly and having a day of your life. To those who know me and those who don't know me, I go by the name of Afriberry, also known as Miss Berry Plays. But right now we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are coming back with your news and sports headlines, not forgetting your traffic update. Now let's get you out there and well informed with your news headline. And on our first news headline, Shepard Bushiri hits back at SEU, insists that 90 million investment secured his South African permanent residence. Shepard Bushiri rejected the SIU findings at the South African findings that his South African permanent residence was irregularly approved, insisting that he invested over 90 million before applying through the embassy in Malawi. He argued his permit was lawfully granted under provisions for substantial investment. The SIU flagged conflicts of interest and documentation irregularities, linking the approval to a Home Affairs official from Bushiri's church. Bushiri defended the official, who later died, and accused authorities of a witch hunt. The matter remains under investigation. Now for your second news headline, National Consumer Commission investigates 9 sanitary pad brands for harmful chemicals. The National Commissioner is investigating 9 sanitary pad suppliers after a University of Free State study found harmful disturbing chemicals such as parabens, and some other products that are also found there. The chemicals are linked to health risk, including infertility, endometriosis, and cancer. Brands under review include Kotex, Always, Stay Free, Lillet, Libres, Flow, Conflicts, Organics, and My Time. The NCC will require suppliers to provide lab results or conduct new tests arrests with possible recalls depending on findings. Acting Commissioner Hadin said the probe is a top priority at this moment. On our third news headline, Moeketsi says he received intel from Matlala before iPad infiltration. Northwest businessman Brown Moeketsi testified before Parliament's ad hoc committee that he received information from alleged crime boss Moocee Matlala before infiltrating iPad as an informant. Moeketsi said Matlala told him about an iPad employee capable of hacking case files to make criminal charges disappear. He claimed his goal was to identify this official who allegedly manipulated evidence and arrests. His testimony forms part of a broader probe into corruption, infiltration, and political interference in South Africa's justice system. Now, heading over to your sports news headlines. On your first headline, Springbok signing star forward joins Irish Giants. Springbok hooker Marnus van der Merwe has signed a 2-year deal with Irish Giants Munster starting in the 2026-2027 season. The 29-year-old who debuted for South Africa against Georgia less than a year ago joins from the Scarlets. Munster praised his physically set-piece strength and international pedigree, saying he will add depth to their front row. Van der Merwe will compete in the elite European champions like the Champions Cup, with Munster confident he will fit seamlessly into their squad. Now heading over to your second sports headlines. Senalo Jafta relieved to finally get Monkey off her back in the ODI cricket. Proteas wicket-keeper Senalo Jafta finally scored her maiden ODI 50, finishing the 57th not out of South Africa's 37-run win over Pakistan in Bloemfontein. It took her 10 years and 50 matches to reach the milestone, which she described as a huge relief and a confidence boost. Partnering with Sune Lewis, who fell short of a century on the 97th, Jafta credited Lewis for selflessly rotating strike to help her reach the landmark. She said her approach would change going forward and expressed trust in coach Mandla long-term vision focused on building towards the 2029 World Cup. On your third news headlines, Eric Tinkler edges Sekhukhune United to seize Nedbank Cup chance. Sekhukhune United coach Eric Tinkler urged his players to seek their Nedbank Cup opportunity after reaching the quarterfinals with a win over University of Pretoria. Drawn at home against Melford FC, he said the chance to elevate the club's stature must be embraced, warning against complacency. Tinkler admitted concern over narrow wins against lower league sides, Hanbury and Tuks, stressing the success depends on players' mindset and commitment. He emphasized that trophies aren't handed out easily and urged his squad to recognize the importance of this moment. Now I'll be taking a short break and I'm coming back with your traffic update. Okay. Now we are back with your traffic update. Let's get you safe and ready out there in the road. Starting off with your KZN traffic, roadworks on the N12 bi-directional between Kwamashu interchange and Umdlondini interchange. Lanes are restricted. Please drive carefully. More roadworks on the N12 at Ibutlu interchange. Restricted lanes. Drive carefully. And then there's also a stationary vehicle on the N3 south after the ramp from Market Road. Lane closed. Approach with caution. Heading over to your Gauteng traffic update. Roadworks on the N3 northbound before the Van Buren Road. Left lane is closed. Drive carefully. There's also a crash on the N1 southbound at Musgond interchange. 2 right lanes are blocked. Expect delays and drive carefully. There's also a stationary vehicle on the N1 northbound before Golden Highway. Left lane is closed. Please drive carefully. Please do feel free to send us a message on our WhatsApp number, which is 0604933226, to let us know or give us any traffic updates. Don't forget to stay in tune and don't move, Donyagas, because we do have a jam-packed show for you. Don't forget to also use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show.
그런 거야. I'm okay just the way I am. I'm okay with what I do. 지금이 들어도 상관없는데 이 끝이 없는 조언들 너만한 necessity. 고맙지만 고맙지 않은데 You know I don't want to know. I don't want no more, no more. I don't want to know. Gotta get up now. Gotta get up now. I don't have to know. Gotta get up now.
Good morning, South Africa. Good morning. It's Thursday. It is another Thursday of the year where people decide to start their weekend much more earlier than usual because there's so many things that are actually jam-packed and leading up to the weekend itself. We have a whole lot of things that are lined up. I know that one thing that South Africa, and I mean the entire of South Africa, is looking forward to is the match at FNB that's happening between Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi and Pirates. No yana ba chenchile stadium mo setsele Amsterdam stadium. But you know what, I think it's a lot of things that people can actually look up to because there's so many things that are happening, and I know that everybody, especially when the season starts, that is one thing that both fans of the teams are looking forward to, that clash between both teams. I mean, who wouldn't want to indulge themselves in something that is so nice to see whether our team is going to win or not, because this has been a long, and I mean a very long rivalry that has been happening throughout the years. But when exactly is it time to actually settle this rivalry? I really wonder. I seriously do wonder when exactly is it going to be time to settle the rivalry and just say maybe no, Chiefs is like the best team ever that has ever been around, or that no, Mamelodi Orlando Pirates as one of the best teams ever. But that's basically not going to be settled anytime soon because they all believe that they are the best, and we will see this coming Saturday which team rules on the field, which team is always going to be number one, which team is going to take the Cullen Black Label Cup this year. I see the PSL, I see that one, but when it comes to the Cullen Black Label Cup, now that is a fight that has always been around for the longest time, especially when you look at both of the teams. That's like one fight that they've always looked forward to in terms of the league itself, because now things are a bit more, zhuzhed up because other teams are also allowed to actually participate in the Cullen Black Label Cup. So it might happen that baby Chiefs doesn't win the cup, or maybe Pirates actually doesn't win the cup. Who knows? Maybe it may be won by Sekhukhune United. It may be taken by Tuks. Or maybe Mamelodi Sundowns may just swoop in and take it all the way. But we never know. We'll just have to tune in on this Saturday and watch the match, whether you're watching it from the stadium or watching it from your telly or a nice pub, or you're basically just relaxing with your friends. We'll have to see which team is going to win the match this Saturday, because we're thinking blood is boiling. Everybody has their A game up and they want to see their team become the best team ever in South Africa. Now that is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Okay, one thing that we unfortunately did not discuss when you started the show is picture of the day. But you know that we always give you different places that you can actually go to in South Africa and relax and enjoy yourself. Be it by maybe it's a solo vacation, or a family trip. These are places that you can go either by yourself, with your partner, or with the family. So right now, because unfortunately didn't get a chance to go through it, I'm just going to run through it right now quickly. So the picture of the day that we had today was Steak Nico, Eastgate, and IMAX Cinema. So Steak Nico, Eastgate, and IMAX Cinema is located at Eastgate Shopping Center in Bedford View. It offers a premium movie-going experience with 10 modern theaters, featuring digital projections, surround sound, and a luxury seating. Its IMAX auditorium delivers a larger-than-life visuals and crystal clear audio, immersing audiences in blockbuster films the way directors intended to. Positioned at the rooftop, the cinema also hosts special events, kids' party packages, and promotions, making it both a cutting-edge entertainment hub and a family-friendly destination. Now, I know that I haven't been to the cinema in forever, and I probably might be interested in going to Eastgate because imagine like larger-than-life luxury seating. I've never actually had that luxury seating experience inside a cinema, so this is definitely something that I'd actually like to try for the love of it. Because when you look at other places or other countries in the world, when they have the whole luxury sitting cinema, they even have the recliner chairs. They even give you a blanket. You get offered your starters. You have some mini cocktails. After that, you even get your own popcorn. So that when you go inside the cinema, you have your popcorn and actually get the full movie experience, but with a reclining chair and a blankie in case you get cold. Now, that is something that I would love. So I'm just also curious that when it comes to the luxury seating, does one also get those benefits where we have a bit of brunch or some starters offered? Because luxury definitely must be costly. Everybody knows that everything that comes zhuzhed up is not free and is not cheap. So I just wonder, does it actually come with a bit of brunch? Maybe some cocktails or welcome drinks, because now I'm going all 5-star. It's like me sitting at home with my own home cinema. So I'm just literally wondering about that, and it's something that I would actually like to try. And maybe, who knows, luckily I'll take my son and we can have a mother and son type of situation going on when you actually go and head up the cinemas. So please do make sure that you also take your families over there to IMAX, to the IMAX Cinema and Steak Nico at Eastgate to have that family-friendly destination where you get to relax and unwind with the kids. And if you're also looking for a party place where you can just have your son or your little daughter's birthday party, then they are definitely the best place to go to, because they also do offer kids party packages. So it means that you'll get the party pack for your kids while they also go and watch movies and you also relax. And they also do cater for special events. So maybe if you are a upcoming South African film director and you're looking for a place where you can actually launch your own film, then I would also suggest the Steak Nico at Eastgate and IMAX Cinema, which could be the perfect and best place for you to actually go and launch your own South African film. But as you know, I never travel alone. We never travel alone here in studio. I also do have my brother from another mother, Moocee, Mist in studio. Mist, how you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm in a very so-ish mood, but I'm happy nonetheless. It's been a couple of days since you and I last saw each other. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how quick the days go by, right? And yeah, man, I always find it fascinating that, wait, what? Just 2 days ago, like just yesterday, it was the weekend, but already gearing up for this coming weekend. And of course, everybody has also mentioned that one of the things or the big events that are taking place and occurring right here in the heart of Soweto, or rather, this is the heart of Soweto, but in Soweto, somewhere in Soweto, all right? People will be gearing up for watching and catching what promises to be a great game between two of Soweto's giants. That is Kaizer Chiefs and of course Orlando Pirates. But other than that, I look forward to the weekend as well for my own personal reasons. But you know that you and I are going to get into all of those tomorrow morning as we share our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. How are you doing? I hope you're having a great morning thus far. Welcome. And I look forward to you and I and the rest of the team, engaging and having a great energy exchange. The time right about now is 32 minutes after the hour 7 o'clock on a Thursday morning, the 26th of February. A month ago, I was with Mo. I remember it was, I think, a Wednesday or Tuesday. Literally a month ago, and we were taking an Uber from work, headed home, which is crazy. And it feels like it was just like last week, but already we are a month in. And so much has happened. And we've, of course, been unpacking all of those things on a day-to-day basis between the hours of 7 and 10, Monday to Friday, taking such good care of you right here, where radio meets TV only and exclusively on the Vooka Breakfast Show. Brought to you by the Blinko Network, and you know that you're always spending some great quality time with myself, the one and only MOOCEE. My name is Moocee. Man, I'm happy. I'm excited to be both in your presence and in your company. But now, this should absolutely be your favorite rendezvous. 225 episodes in. What? I don't know about you, but that's crazy. I don't know about you. That's crazy work. 225 episodes in every weekday morning, man. And you're hanging out with us right here, where we give you your daily dose of positivity that is accompanied by an energetic start to the day. I want to find out from you how the journey has been, because by now this should absolutely be your absolute favorite rendezvous every weekday morning, man, where you hang out with us and we have just a great, chat and conversations, and we engage in all sorts of things. How you and I can engage with each other is by you using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. But it needs not end there. You know that it also continues on our WhatsApp line, where you can dial the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. I want you to comment, to like, to subscribe, and do the things that are necessary to be done, so that you and I and Afriberry and Mr. B and of course KK can continue sharing our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. You can also jump onto our website. Use the URL www.vookadaily.co.za. That's www.vookadaily.co.za. The Vooka Breakfast Show is where we try to have all-encompassing, compelling, and of course thought-provoking conversations, and this morning is no exception whatsoever. And I look forward to some of your engagements, your thoughts, your opinions, and everything else in between. I can't wait for it. 35 minutes into the hour 7 o'clock. And in about a second, I'm going to give you your latest weather update, and of course those commodities and those markets. But before we get to that, let's quickly run to the loo, pay our bills, right? And grab a glass of coffee or glass of water, a cup of coffee, some tea, rehydrate, and then you and I and the rest of the team will see each other right after this. Cool stuff. daily dose of positivity that is accompanied by an energetic start to your day. 40 minutes after the hour 7 o'clock on a Thursday morning. I almost said Tuesday. On a Thursday morning, right? And on the 26th of February, 2026. That's crazy. And I don't know about you, but I think this weekend promises to be a great one, man. And I'm looking forward to it. And I hope the weather is going to be on my side at least, you know. But I was telling Mr. B a couple of days ago that the warm season is slowly coming to a close, right? And I'm sad. I actually am sad that we are slowly moving into those colder days, you know. But I know Banele and Mr. Mo are excited about it. But nonetheless, we keep on moving on and we keep on keeping on right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, where radio meets TV, only and exclusively brought to you by the Blinko Network, spending some great quality time with myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is Moocee Mist, and you're watching your favorite rendezvous, or what should by now? This should absolutely be your favorite rendezvous. You know why? Because right here is where we give you your daily dose of positivity. We try to have all-encompassing, compelling, and of course, thought-provoking conversations, man, that are aimed at giving both you and I so much information and knowledge, with bold discussions with industry professionals. And we do this every weekday morning between the hours of 7 and 10, every Monday to Friday, right? Dial the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226, so that you and I can continue sharing our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. I absolutely want your interaction. I need it. It is a dire need for me this morning to have your interaction, man. Send through your voice notes. Send through your pictures. I know sometime last week, Miss Q Rams sent us a picture of what her morning is looking like. It was a beautiful picture of herself. And, she was saying like, hey guys, I actually quickly ran to the loo, just to take this picture, or just in the corridor, just to take this picture, but I'm actually at the office. So I want to find out from you, all of you, if you're working from home, if you're commuting right now, because it is quite still early in the morning, right? If you're commuting, if you're driving, you're in the bus, you are in a carpool, you're in the taxi perhaps, I would love to find out from you. You can also make use of the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. That's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. Before we go anyway, let me quickly give you this morning's weather update that is accompanied by the commodities, the market rates, and of course, then after that, we'll get into the rest of the show. This morning, reports say that a weak cold front is affecting the southern coast, leading to cooler conditions and rain, while the rest of the country is partly cloudy. All right, and this is what the weather includes this morning. It indicates a mix of warm conditions with scattered showers across the eastern interior and a weak cold front affecting the southern east or the southwestern coast. For Johannesburg, it is mostly sunny and warm with a high of 27 degrees and a low of 16 degrees. There is a 15% chance of light rain during the day. For Soweto, which is similar to Johannesburg, mostly sunny and warm, reaching a high of 27 degrees. Late afternoon or evening may bring isolated showers or thunderstorms. Then in Pretoria, we are expected to be hot with a maximum temperature of around 32 degrees. Like the rest of Gauteng, it will be partly cloudy with a high UVB index. Moving on to Cape Town, on the coastline, partly cloudy with a fresh breeze and a high of 24 degrees. A weak cold front is moving over the southwest, bringing a 64% probability of precipitation and much cooler conditions compared to earlier in the week. Into Khayelitsha, we expect conditions similar to Cape Town with cloudy periods and possible light rain or showers due to the cold front. And then in other major cities, moving on to Durban, sunny during the day with a high of 28 degrees. However, it will become cloudy cloudy with a 65% chance of light rain or scattered showers by the evening. Then in Bloemfontein, it is partly cloudy with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures are expected to warm up to a maximum of 27 degrees. Talk to me, what is the weather looking like on your side of the country? I would love to find out from you. Moving on to our market rates. Trading on the US dollar, the US is at 15 rands 86 cents this morning. The Great Precious Pound is standing at 21 rands 45 cents. The euro is at 18 rands and 69 cents, and then the Japanese yen is at 10 cents. The Australian dollar standing at 11 rands 25 cents, and then the Chinese yuan is at 2 rands 31 cents. And then, of course, if you're trading with gold, you will be paying 43,000 rands 500 rands. Brent crude oil standing at 1,550 rands, and then Bitcoin is also at 1,250,000 rands. That's 1,250,000 rands. That's what the market rates and commodities are looking like this morning. We're just 14 minutes shy of the top of the hour, and promises to be a great show ahead. If you don't know, now you know. Tell a friend to tag a friend.
Yeah, man. So we're definitely going to give you everything and anything that you need to start your day on a daily dose of positivity, and making sure that you also stay energized for that amazing Thursday that you probably have planned out. And not forgetting, how can I forget, Abantu baseThekwini, the Underground Radio DBN. Sanbonana, hope that the Underground Radio peeps are doing okay and obviously feeling amazing on this amazing Thursday. And also do hope that weather that side is feeling beautiful. The sun is out and you're definitely also basking in it, because what's the beach without the sun? You can never have either without the other one. So we definitely do hope that we'll one day hopefully get a voice note or hear from you guys and our comment on our comment section on YouTube, because that's definitely something that I'm actually looking forward to. Now, Moose, tell me something. How many senses do you use throughout your day or throughout life in general?
You use all of your senses. There's
You use
no
all
way
of them.
You can pick or choose. You don't have a choice. It's not like you can stop seeing, voluntary. It's not like you can stop smelling voluntary. Everyone makes use of all their senses, unless, of course, you unfortunately have lost one or were born without the use of one. There are people born blind. There are people who are born deaf. There are people born in all sorts of ways, and people go through accidents and things of that nature. So you can't pick and choose and say, no, today I'm not going to feel, I'm not going to use my sense of touch, or I'm not going to use my sense of sight, or whatever the case. So all of us who are fortunate enough to have all major 5 senses, we use all of our senses. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that we all do have those 5 senses, but one is probably used more than all the other ones. For example, people tell you that I heard you from a mile ago before you even came here. Or some people have a much more sense of smell, which is higher than anybody else. That's what I was actually asking, because we're people were different. For me, it's probably the sense of smell. I tend to smell a lot. So even with my sinuses, which is something that actually shocks me, the fact that I can use my sense of smell very good, well, on some days, despite the fact that I have sinuses, is also amazing, because some people actually navigate the world with their eyes, and others with their ears, and some swear their intuition lives on their fingertips. So here's the big question: which sense do you rely on the most without actually realizing?
Which sense do I rely the most on? I am an auditory learner by birth. I'm an auditory learner by birth. So for me, my sense of hearing is the one that I use the most, more than anything else. I rely on my ears quite a lot. If I were to lose my sense of hearing, man, it would be bad for me. I remember last year I had an ear problem. It wasn't an infection necessarily. Thank God, fortunate enough But yeah, man, those couple of days, I think for about a week or two, even after my checkup at the doctor, and taking the medication or whatever else, I could still feel straining on my ear. So I really rely on my sense of hearing. I mean, first and foremost, I am a singer. I'm a musician. So as someone who's musically inclined, and I would go as far as musically talented like myself, you need to, or at least one of the things that we're taught is that you listen more than you sing, and you listen more than you play your instrument. So I largely rely on my hearing sense more than all of my major senses, because we've learned growing up, or at least I've learned growing up, that the major senses that we know of, or that we're taught from a young age, the 5 major senses are, of course, sight, smell, hearing, like I just mentioned, touch, and taste. Taste is another one, right? But the senses don't necessarily end there. So yeah, I hugely rely on my hearing sense. What about you?
For me, like I said, it's the nose for me. I have a tendency, even when I cook, before I can even use my taste buds or actually taste anything, for me it's the smell. For me, it's the aroma. If it don't smell good, then there's something that's definitely missing. And then the same also goes for even when I make, for example, I'm chilling with my friends, we're out there relaxing, and then we're having and then we're supposed to mix. Before I even taste it, I smell it first, and which is something that people find it weird. I actually smell it first. Before doing anything so far. So that's like one thing that I actually do, and that's actually one thing that I do the most, and I've grown attached to. And fortunately in a way, I've noticed that my son also loves doing the exact same thing. He's also a huge fan of using his nose when it comes to smelling. He's also a huge fan of using his nose when it comes to smelling and making sure that everything smells amazing, even with the food. So before even tasting, he smells everything else and uses his nose. Our sense of smell to make sure that everything goes in perfectly, and that the food is also nice, and for me, including the drinks, they're also nice. So I'll probably smell my drink first before even knowing that you actually putting something wrong in it. Now also picture this: you walk into a new office or restaurant for the first time. Before anyone greets you, or before you greet anyone, and before you also sit down, before you even say a word, one of your senses has already decided how you feel about the place. Maybe it's the lighting, so basically it's your eyesight, or maybe sometimes it's the buzz of the conversation, or even the smell of fresh coffee that makes you think, yes, I could live here. So there's different places. So, when you walk into a new place, especially if it's some place that you've never been to, your senses literally go haywire, because now you're trying to figure out what exactly is going on with this place. How do I actually feel around this place? Is it something that you actually do when you go to like a restaurant for like the first time, or visiting a friend for the first time, where one of your sense of smell pops out? So you probably just sniff out something is off. Maybe there's like a moldy pair of socks in the corner, or maybe the light is too much, or maybe there's just too much background noise happening in that place.
Look, I mean, it differs from person to person. We are ignited by very, 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 very different things. There we go. We're ignited by very different things. And it just depends on what triggers you as an individual. But I mean, of course, walking into a new environment, you're going to be stimulated by whatever stands out to you. So if, like you just mentioned, you are one of those people who uses their nose more often, then you are going to pick up on the different smells. You know, if you are like me, you are an auditory learner, you're going to pick up on the different sounds maybe, or things of that nature. So I think it just depends on who you are and what triggers you personally as an individual. Yeah, man, but I think per circumstance, we're triggered by different things, you know. If there's an event or there is a function happening and there's music playing, then obviously, you know, your hearing is going to be stimulated and it's going to be triggered, right? But if you are in a place that has quite a lot of aromas, your sense of smell will be triggered. So yeah, we're different, I think, and I think that's the beauty of life, man. And I've been mentioning this, I think, for the past week or so, that I think part of the beauty of life is that we're all so different and we function so differently, you know. I think at our core, we're made of the same things, but how we make use of all these kinds of things that make up who we are as a human species is part of the beauty of life. But that's just me, you know. I don't know about you, but that's just me, man. Yeah.
No, I get that. So right now we're going to talk about the different perspectives that are actually out there. Now, one is for visual thinkers. Studies show that more than 60% of adults rely primarily on sight when making quick judgments, which is actually kind of very true, because when you see a person and an eyesore, you don't even want to hear what they will have to say or what their mindset is all about. Sure. Now, the second thing is listeners. Others tune into tone, rhythm, and background sound to make sense of their surroundings.
Definitely.
Now, this talks perfectly to you.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely, man. But here's the thing. You know, the human body is a fascinating machine. And, but also, you know, I think our indigenous languages, you know, so in Setswana, in my home language, we have this thing where we say, but I think in all our indigenous languages, right? And utlwa or ukuzwa is hearing. The literal translation to it is hearing, right? But you are referring to not feeling well when you say, you know, and that refers to the vibrations that each of us hold. You know, the frequencies that are in each of us individually, so innately so even. So I absolutely agree with this one, man. There's vibrations all over us. There's frequencies, there's energies that are flowing all over us. And if something feels off and you're walking into a different environment or a new place, you can hear. And it's not a literal hearing that one is referring to, but you can hear, man, can feel and
literally
and hear.
Literally when the hairs of the back of your back actually stand up, or you get goosebumps out of nowhere. And another thing that people are also talking about is touch orientated people. Even something as simple as the texture of a chair or the weight of a pen can shape their comfort levels.
Absolutely.
Because they're not within balance. So at that moment, if it feels like it's tipped over to the other side compared to it being on a much more level ground, then it's definitely something that they're not going to be interested in. Yeah. Now, smell and taste fans, these senses are closely linked to memory. One whiff of something familiar can transport you years back. Oh, I know that feeling. That one I definitely know. Because, for example, for me, a lot of people tend to find it weird, the fact that I'm still obsessing over peanut butter and jam. For me, like just one bite of it and the smell of that peanut butter on top of the bread, the jam, literally takes me back to when I was growing up as a kid. It gets me back to my days of a kid when my grandmother used to scold me and she'd kind of make it up to me using PB&J. So that's what it means for me. So yes, when it comes to smell and taste fans, we definitely do go back to memory lane. Now let's have a fun facts. Let's have a a bit of fun, right? And now we're gonna get the listeners also amped up, and I am waiting for your comments. I cannot wait to hear everything that you have to discuss with us today. Let us know how your Thursday is going. What are your plans for the weekend? And not forgetting, what is your match prediction for Saturday for the Orlando Pirates and Chiefs match? Already here in studio, KK is already wearing his Orlando Pirates t-shirt. The only person missing is Mo with his Kaizer Chiefs t-shirt, but that was something that we're actually going to look forward to when it comes to the Saturday. Now we're going to play a rated game. So Moose, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you trust your gut instinct, which often comes from your sense?
Hey man, that inner voice, that sixth sense is, you should never ignore it. So people refer to it in very, very varied ways, in different ways across all cultures. I think even in the world in general, from different spaces and different places in the world, we refer to that sixth sense in different ways. Whether you talk about it as it being your inner voice, it being a sixth sense, a gut feeling, your guardian angel, your ancestor, the Holy Spirit. I don't care how you refer to it, man. It's there. Each of us has it, guys. Guys, if I were to tell you some of the things that I've experienced in my life where I ignored my sixth sense, that inner voice, that guides me. We would never leave the show, man. We would take the entire 3 hours. But I really recommend that you don't ignore that voice, because the number of times that I have listened to it, it has really worked in my favor, right? Moocee, don't do this, or don't go to that place, or don't take part in that. Call it whatever you will. Or refer to it however you will. It is there and it absolutely works. So I'm one of those people who completely relies on it, man. Like that gut feeling. Today is not a good day to go to the mall, or today is not a good day to do whatever, or today is a good day to take part in whatever and do that thing that you wanted to do, or whatever the case, right? So I rely on it very much so, and I trust it completely, man. Yeah.
Oh man, that was amazing. But you never gave me on a scale of 1 to 10.
No, it's even above a 10. Above a 10. My gut feeling is never wrong. My sixth sense is, it's for me, that's just me though. I don't know about you, but that's just me as Moocee. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. For me, sometimes I've proven to be a bit stubborn and have not listened to my gut feeling. And yes, it has sometimes landed me into some hot water, but I think this year it's something that I need to start doing, literally following my gut and listening to it, because what's life without that one instinct that always keeps you on the edge? Yeah. Now we're going to pass on to a yay or nay debacle, right? Do you judge a place by how it smells the moment you walk in? Yay or nay?
Not really, no. Not always. I mean, the first instinct is to be judgmental. But yeah, having grown up now, I've come to learn that that's not always the greatest way to go about it, First find out what the problem is, and it depends on where you're going. Like, there are places where you know that there's going to be a scent, there's going to be a foul scent about it, and stuff. But if it's at someone's house or at a workplace or whatever the place is, I've come to learn that judging is not really that recommended. So first find out what the circumstance is. Why is it having a foul stench or foul odor about it? And then, but yes, there are places and times and circumstances where I absolutely do judge. And I don't know, guys, why honka? Like why is your room smelling of feet, bro? Like, no. No. Like, why? No. But for the most part, no. I don't make use of judgment regarding how a place smells. Yeah.
No, I actually kind of do. It's just that I won't say it straightforward. But my face gives it away. If my nose is not happy, then trust me, I'm definitely going to be wearing that unhappy sense that I smell on my face, because it's not a good thing. Because I remember that I once had a friend who had stinky feet. Now that when, you know those people whose feet stink.
Yeah.
That person, his feet stank. They didn't stink, they stank. Like, it was so bad, like proper bad. But I had to tell him, because I think in some situation also comes through as what kind of friendship that the two of you have. Yeah. If it's like an open plain friendship, honest relationship or honest friendship, then you should be able to tell the person. So for me, it was pretty much, pretty honest with each other. So I could tell my friend, I was like, bruh, your feet stink, bruh. Like, I don't know what you need to do. Do you have like those foot powders? And he straight up told me that, yes, I do have foot powders, but they're not working. Okay, have you ever went to go see a podiatrist? It's like, I've never went to go see a podiatrist, but yeah, it's something that I'll consider. I was like, yeah, this is something that you could actually go and consider, because it can't just be maybe your feet are smelling because you sweat. It could be a medical condition. So this is where you actually need to stand up and see which one works better for you. Now we're also going to be playing a quick pick. So would you rather lose your sense of taste or your sense of touch?
None. I wouldn't want to lose any of my senses.
But it's a quick pick. You need to pick
none.
one.
I choose none. I choose none. I wouldn't want to lose any of my senses. Here's the thing: we take these things for granted, and we think, yeah, even if I couldn't feel, I'd be okay. No, Chief. Do you know what how have you felt how bad it is when one of your noses is blocked and you can't breathe properly? Do you get what I'm trying to say? When I remember, I think it was sometime last year. I think it was in those colder months of the year or something. Oh yes, I think I had like the mild flu or something. I don't know, but something happened, and I was drinking very warm to hotish water, right? And I burnt my tongue, and for like a week, my taste wasn't the same. That was crazy. Like, guys, I couldn't. I'm like, yo, guys, when is this? Because it was painful. Not painful in the sense that I was literally feeling pain, but painful in the sense that I hated the fact that I couldn't taste food as normally as I can. Even when I had that mild problem, because it wasn't an infection like I mentioned. But it was like, yo, guys, like, why am I going through this? Like, yo, can this go? Like, so no, I wouldn't. I don't even want to put it out into the universe. I would absolutely hate to lose any of my senses. So I wouldn't want to lose any of my senses. What about you, Wena? Which one are you willing to lose?
None of the above, because for me, growing up, I had a bit of a mild case of arthritis. So every once in a while, my hands would get numb, and I literally couldn't feel anything. And originally my hands are like cold, so I couldn't feel anything with my hands. I had like no sense of feel, and on my feet, even if they were painful, like I couldn't even sense a single thing. Only after when the inflammation went down could I literally feel that my body is aching. And I remember when I had to go remove my wisdom tooth at Bara, the nurse injected my tongue. She injected my tongue. And like for the whole entire day, I couldn't taste anything. I had a bit of a phobia. I thought that I lost my tongue. I was freaking out because I couldn't taste anything and I couldn't feel it. Even when I bit on it, I couldn't even feel the pain. So for me, no, thank you. No, thank you. I think but for me, the one that I'll be scared to lose the most is probably my sense of smell. My doggy nose has been able to get me out of some pretty messed up situations that I wouldn't basically notice because I barely ever use my sense of eyes or ears, but because I use my sense of smell, I've gotten out of pretty sticky situations, almost like near-death experiences, and I'm pretty grateful for that part. It's something that I actually love, so no. Nah, no, thank you. I would not lose any of my senses. And when it comes to the guessing game, please tell me someone that you can identify. That can you identify someone you just know by the sound of their footsteps?
A lot of people, including yourself. A lot of people. Absolutely.
Don't count me.
No,
Count
including
somebody
yourself.
else.
Including yourself. Like I mentioned, we are stimulated by different things. So for me, how someone sounds, even the sound that you make when you're just walking, not just your feet, the sound that you're making, the energy that you're carrying, all of you, I can identify all of you. I can tell just from walking this way, coming this way. If I hear it, I know, oh, no, this is KK. Oh, this is Tumsani. This is Banele. This is Afripere. This is Moeketsi. So whoever it is, the sounds that we make, we resonate, man. We have a frequency, like I mentioned, and so that's where I come from. I hear it, and I see the frequency that you carry, that I carry, that all of us carries. So I can identify a lot of people, quite a lot of people that I know in my life, in my circles, my friends, my own family. I can tell, okay, this is my brother coming, and then when he walks in, I'm like, oh yeah, it's him. So I can tell from how you sound as you're walking and you're approaching. This is KK, this is Mr. B, or this is whoever. But if you're very close to me and you and I have been in the same space for a certain period of time, I can tell. And I learn because I'm wary about such things. I'm cognizant. I look out for them. I pay attention to such things. So I can tell, oh, okay, no, this is how you walk. This is how you sound when you're walking, when you're just sitting, when you're busy working and doing whatever you're doing. I can identify. After a while, though, it's not like an instant thing. I have to learn about it. I have to be around you over and over again so that I can pick that up and I can identify it. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I actually can't when it comes to footsteps. But one thing that I've noticed is that go high at home, we notice by the way you open the door. There's certain ways that people open the door. For example, my grandmother, slow motion. It's almost like somebody's trying to sneak into the house. She opens it first, and then she peeks through the door, and then she goes and opens it back again, even in slow motion. So we definitely know that's my grandmother. And then my uncle also has like the same thing, where he also opens the door similar to my grandmother. But when he opens it, the door's like kind of like on a very high note. So that's how we know that that's definitely him. And then for me, most people say that they know when it's me. They know that I've arrived by the way I knock. Apparently, I knock like a police. So that's how they know that it's me. One knock, they're like, I can. We know it's you. I'm like, but how did you know? I'm just knocking. Like, bro, you no matter how different you may try to change your knock, it's just you. You knock like a police. Like, trust me, if you became a police, then you would definitely qualify for that knock. But you're not a police.
Yeah.
And funny enough, you knock like one. I'm like, okay, I guess it is what it is.
I see you.
Yeah, it is what it is. Now, the big one is that which senses do you think makes you the most productive at work?
Which sense makes me the most productive at work? Sheesh, that's a crazy one. Yeah, because now a lot of my work relies on hearing. My hearing, of course, like I mentioned. I mean, but I think there can't be, or I don't think that there is a standard thing across the board, even for each of us individually, because we're stimulated by different things, right, and circumstances and environments, and there's just a whole lot of contributing factors and variables. But for me, it should be my sense of hearing. Even now, just having the music playing in the background, making sure that the levels are good and whatever, all those kinds of things. When I'm in my music element and I'm in my music spaces, listening to, I mean, if I'm in the choir situation, listening to the voices and making sure that they're blending well, they're balancing well. If I'm in a band, shout out to Menkila and SMJ out there, those kinds of environments and spaces when I have to listen to the levels of the music and make sure that all the instruments are balancing and things of that nature. Man, I'm always reliant on my ears. So, my sense of hearing, man, I think is top notch for me. And yeah, I think I have quite a keen ear. You know, I have a sharp ear, man. I hear, and when I close my eyes, I see even with my ears. You know, I see. When I close, I can see it. So it's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. For me, it probably switches. It'd probably be my eyes. Because I look around a lot, trying to see what's happening, trying to see basically when it's time for me maybe to say something. I also read off the energy. So for me at work, it'd probably be my eyes. But the biggest question here for you, Vooka Nation, is that if you had the choice, if you had to choose just one sense to rely on for the rest of your life, which one would you trust to guide you? If you just had one choice, to just choose one out of the 5 senses that we have as humans to guide you for the rest of your life. Now, which choice would you make and which sense would you choose? And please also let us know why you would actually choose that sense and what makes it much more better than all the other senses if you had the opportunity or you had to choose because of circumstances. But right now we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be coming back with your news recap and so much more in store.
Let's go hit Lennox. Another week, another knockout. A different city. My partner whip a 7-4 now. He think he Wimby, but I'ma ride his Chevy Mally until it's empty. And Pastor don't take dirty money. I like it filthy. She my Achilles. I'm out for millies, not just for memories. Been on a mission. Did I mention it before? I can't be slipping till I'm reaping what I sow. Can you meet me where I'm at before I hit the top? How many years I put in this just trying to make it pop? I had a purpose for they had opinions, but what surprised. Can't go back where I was in my mind, cause it don't bring me shine. I pop out time to time to show face and give my people love. That's all I got and I won't waste it, cause ain't in us here in this place enough. I know you like the way I pop out. Let's go hit Lennox. Another week, another knockout. A different city. My partner whip a 7-4 now. He think he Wimby, but I'ma ride this Chevy Mally until it's empty. And Pastor don't take dirty money. I like it filthy. She my Achilles. I'm out for millies, not just for memories. Been on a mission, did I mention it before? I can't be slipping till I'm reaping what I sow. Keeping my rearview mirror empty when I'm riding out, cause ain't never worth risking this. How I'ma break bread with them, but my pockets down and my head ain't into this. That's why I gotta keep my hustle strong and not let them breathe too long. Never know who needs you. Reaping without giving it seed to. I'm just seeing light when it's been years. Don't make no sense to me sometimes, but time and all it is. Perfected patience, tame my ego when I kept the pedo. This poetry is still my passion. Shout my nigga Theo. I had the vision way back when we smoked out the gazebo that I would make my step in history just like all my heroes. It's way more glory in the story when you come from zero. More sacrifices, still the price, cause I know nothing free though. Ain't it? I know you like the way I pop out. Let's go hit Lennox. Another week, another knockout. A different city. My partner whip a 7-4 now. You think you Wimby, but I'ma ride this Chevy Mally until it's empty. And Pastor don't take dirty money. I like it filthy. She my Achilles. I'm out for millies, not just for memories. Been on a mission, did I mention it before? I can't be slipping till I'm reaping what I sow. Show them folks what happened when you relentless and your actions start to match the path for which you intended. Put the time in to perfect the craft, I'm the truest in it. Ain't a doubt about it either. When it's in, you better own it. I'ma shout it out the speakers from a small city where not many make it out the gate. I put my all in it to leave no debate on if I'm great. Plenty folks who got opinions that'll never know the stakes. When you solo every battle and your soul ain't got the faith. I'ma pray, I'm a hero, but I'm Clark without the cape. Put it on, I'm about to fly when I'm almost about to break. Understand you hold a trial and the triumph in your hand. What's the plan? You can't just take what they give you. You a man, you was chose. This life can get darker before it glows, but we shining and it shows through the flows and the prose that I speak. That's why you can find me at the peak. I get the climbing just when it's looking steep. With my feet dragging.
Still hang out with us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Look, this is where radio meets TV, only and exclusively, man. We do this on a weekday morning, every weekday morning. I absolutely have to give our sincerest of apologies, right? Because from time to time we do experience some electrical issues, which is totally out of our hands. On those mornings where we have load reduction and load shedding and things of that nature, and we can't bring you the show, especially if there isn't adequate preparation on our side. But yeah, man, we do try to make use of what we can, and try to give you your daily dose of positivity each morning that is accompanied by an energetic start to the day. So the time right about now is 23 minutes after the hour 8 o'clock, and what I want to do is I want to give you your latest news recap, right? And then after that we're going to continue with our morning routine. A bit later on we're going to be getting into all things that have occurred in history, right? People who are celebrating their birthdays and some of the national and international holidays that we are celebrating this morning or today or throughout this week. But for now, let me give you your latest news headline, all right? On the first news headline or the recap completely. The first news recap this morning, we have Bushiri, who hits back at the SIU, and he insisted that 90 million rands as investment secured his South African permanent residence. Bushiri rejected the SIU findings that his South African permanent residence was irregularly approved, insisting he invested over 90 million rands before applying through the embassy in Malawi. He argued his permit was lawfully granted under provisions and substantial investment. The SIU flagged conflicts of interest and documentation irregularities, linking the approval to a Home Affairs official from Bushiri's church. Bushiri defended the official, who later died, and accused authorities of a witch hunt. The matter still remains under investigation. On the second news headline, we're now moving on to the National Consumer Commission, which investigates 9 sanitary pad brands for harmful chemicals. The National Consumer Commission, known as the NCC, is investigating 9 sanitary pad suppliers after the University of Free State after a study at the University of the Free State showed and found harmful endocrine disrupting chemicals. These are EDCs. Endocrine disrupting chemicals such as parabens and phthalates, right? And bisphenols in some products. These chemicals are linked to health risks, including infertility, endometriosis, and cancer, including all of those kinds of diseases. Brands under review include Kotex, Always, Stay Free, Lillet's, Libresse, Fio, Camphitex, Anna Organics, and My Time. The NCC will require suppliers to provide lab results or conduct new tests with possible recalls depending on findings. The acting commissioner, Hardin, said the probe is a top priority. And then moving on and turning our attention to the Madlanga Commission, where Moeketsi says he received intel from Matlala before the iPad infiltration. The Northwest businessman Brown Moeketsi testified before the Parliament's ad hoc committee that he received information from alleged crime boss of Vusmuzi Cat Matlala before infiltrating iPad as an informant. Moeketsi said Matlala told him about an iPad employee capable of hacking cases or case files to make criminal charges disappear. He claimed his goal was to identify this official, who allegedly manipulated evidence and arrest. His testimony forms part of a broader probe into corruption, infiltration, and political interference in South Africa's justice system. And those are all the news headlines that we have for you this morning. Of course, there is something that you would love for us to get into. This is where you can share your thoughts, your opinions, and everything else in between. Make use of the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. So that's Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. The conversation also continues on our WhatsApp line. Dial the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. What I want you to do is to comment, to like, to subscribe, and do the necessary things to be done. Yes, man.
Yeah, man. I hope you guys are feeling fantastic. So right now we're going to head over to our YouTube comment section, where we have a comment for at Miss Q saying, "Morning Vooka Nation, have a blessed day ahead." Thank you very much, Miss Q. And Miss Q comes back again saying, "Hello."
Hello, Miss Q. Right?
Hello, Moose. Like Miss Q, why call Medisa Moose say Ali one? Can't guy?
You don't have to know. This is a me and her thing. And her thing. It's like an idea about to wait to you'll have to you'll have to speak on it and testify. So rather, guys, and this goes out to everyone else who's watching and who hangs out with us, please don't pay attention to what Miss Q and I do and how we, engage with each other and all of those kinds of things. So, hello, Miss Q Raps. How's it going?
Good morning, Miss Q. We hope you're doing okay there at work. And then we also have another message from at Sandile Zulu saying, morning from Sandile Zulu, King Yama Uber driver. Nice work.
Hey, Mr. Sandile, I see you. I see you, my brother. I see you. So unfortunately, Sunday, I wasn't on the show yesterday morning, but I absolutely was going to give you a huge shout out. Shout out to Sunday Zulu, man. He took care of me on Tuesday evening. When I requested a ride, and he was the driver that I got, and we had such a great engagement. So shout out to you, Sunday Zulu, man. You're one of the highlight drivers for me so far this year, man. And I hope everything went well. I know you and I got into an engagement and a conversation, and man. But I appreciate you, my brother, and I appreciate the fact that you actually did take time and watch. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day ahead, man. Hey, man, Sandile Zulu, yes sir. He said to me that the one way I can remember him is by Shaka Zulu's surname. So Sandile Wagabani Shaka Zulu Wagabani Zulu. So shout out to you, my brother. I appreciate you. Yes sir, man.
How about
these are the kinds of people we meet, guys. Like, it absolutely costs nothing. It costs you nothing just to be a nice person. Have a good engagement when you're meeting someone new. Like, you don't need to be nasty over snacks or saying no, guys. I promise you, it's not gonna benefit you whatsoever. Like, these are the types of things that happens, man. These are the kinds of things that takes place in the world, and I live for such moments. You know, meeting new people, having a great engagement, and it's like, there's that one guy, man, I met. Like, you know. So I see you, my brother. Yeah.
And when I asked you to send you, I said, "Zokumeli vigeza, ubona ukuthi nahamba nonke nesawubona."
Yeah.
No, man. So thank you very much, Sandile, for tuning in, and thank you very much for also commenting. So welcome to the Vooka Nation family. We do hope that we'll hear more from you, Mtaka Zulu. Please also note ukuthi masohamba uya lapha eThekwini uyekhaya uyakhona ukusimamela futhi ku Underground Radio app. If you're also that side in KZN, you can just download the app on your iOS if you're an Apple user, or you can head over to the Play Store and get yourself the Underground Radio app and actually tune into us on the go. So right now we've also been talking about so many fantastic things and so many amazing things that are actually happening out there. And we do know that one of the things that can be amazing and fantastic that happen on a daily basis all throughout the different years that we've lived in is basically the different history events that we have. We have always managed to capture different things throughout history that have made a huge impact in the timeline itself when it comes to historic events. Now, the first one we'll be talking about the 1987 NBA's Michael Jordan's 58 points in one game is a Chicago Bulls franchise record. On the 26th of February in 1987, Michael Jordan lit up the scoreboard with a career-defining performance, dropping 58 points against the New Jersey Nets in a 128-113 Chicago Bulls victory. What made the night remarkable was his near-perfect free throw shooting. He sank a 26 of 27 attempts, setting a franchise record for both points and free throws in a single game. It was his third 50-plus point outing that season, underscoring his dominance during the 1986-87 campaign when he averaged over 37 points per game and firmly established himself as the NBA's most unstoppable scorer. Now imagine being an NBA most unstoppable scorer. Or Moocee, have you ever watched NBA? If actually been a fan of it?
There was a time where I was watching. Yeah, there was a time I was not Chicago Bulls, man. I was a Lakers fan. Yeah, I was a Lakers fan for a little while, though. For a little while, you know, you get into these things in passing, nothing too hectic. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the fan of the NBA because basketball is not really a thing of mine. But yeah, there was a time where I followed the Lakers quite closely, and I enjoyed. You actually, when you get into the sports and you start learning and finding out all sorts of things, and learning about it even further, yeah, you get into it and it's like, okay, I understand where the appeal is here. I get why people would, be adamant followers and supporters and fanatics of the sporting code. So yeah, definitely there was a time for me when I followed the NBA a bit. Yeah. Completely.
Oh man, that was amazing, hey? Because for me, it was definitely probably in high school, no, actually primary, when crumping and when crumping was actually a thing at that moment, and popping and locking was like a thing at that moment. So that's when I actually turned it to become a basketball fan due to the whole hip hop era that I was going through, and the whole I could call it a hip hop phase. Yeah, a hip hop phase that I was going through. But then another one is that in 2000, a cyclone Eileen swept across southern Africa, unleashing torrential rains and widespread flooding in South Africa, Botswana, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. The storm caused severe devastation, destroying homes, displacing thousands, and claiming dozens of lives. Mozambique was hit the hardest, with vast areas submerged, and international aid urgently mobilized to assist rescue and relief efforts. The disaster highlighted the region's vulnerability to extreme weather events, making one of the most destructive floods in southern Africa's recent history. But I think even last, they were also hit by a lot of floods, especially in Limpopo. When you take a look at the way that it was happening in Limpopo, they also did go through a lot of floods in December, and it was not only Limpopo alone. We had the Kruger National Park, and it was heavily flooded. The only thing you could see was the top of the trees, because the trees were covered halfway. So man, we do pray that eventually, at least in this moment, on this time of life, that we'll manage to have some equipment that will be able to help different places or different countries to actually avoid disasters when it comes to your floods or your tsunamis or your cyclones. But we do pray that that eventually comes through and everybody ends up getting all the help that they need, like they actually got this year. And Moswanda also got hit by floods again, when Limpopo also got hit by floods again. But another thing that is also amazing, as one of the greatest musician ever, and I am talking about the man who invented the moonwalk, the man who invented wearing a jacket, Yama Shine Shine, not forgetting the glittering socks and the and the gloves. Now that is one thing that I've never actually gotten used to, and I think I would never actually wear. Now I'm talking about the one and only Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson's Thriller album, which was released in 1982, became a cultural phenomenon when it hit number one on the Billboard 200 in February in 1983, and stayed there for an unprecedented 37 weeks. Produced by Quincy Jones, the record blended pop, rock, funk, and R&B, featuring iconic tracks like Billie Jean's "Not My Love" and "Beat It," and the title song Thriller. Its success was fueled by groundbreaking music videos and Jackson's electrifying performances, ultimately making Thriller the best-selling album of all time and cementing his status as the king of pop. Were you a fan of the king of pop growing up?
Not really. Still, I'm not. Yeah, but he was that guy. As performing artists, we are, I don't say taught, but it is highly recommended that we go and watch. I forget what the name of the concert is, but it's the concert that he was preparing for just before his passing on. I forget what the name. I'm sure Banela would remember but this was back in when he passed on in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, if memory still serves well. And so growing up, and I got into the arts, I got into performance, I got into music and things of that nature. We are highly recommend, and I would also suggest and recommend to any upcoming performer out there, guys, you need to go and watch Michael Jackson's preparation for that concert. Guys, that guy is crazy. To this day, I don't think there's anyone who can outperform him. To this day, Like there's a lot of people who are quite up there, you know, with him or just beneath him. But just as but Michael Jackson was. I'm not a fan, but I can appreciate the artistry. I can appreciate the level of discipline, because it's a discipline. You know, performance is music is a discipline, dance is a discipline, acting and theater, those are disciplines, man. And you really, really have to take your time and take them very, very seriously if you really want to be a very high functioning level performer. So yeah, no, Michael Jackson, I'm not a fan. I've never necessarily been a fan of his music like that. But when you look at his level of artistry, it is second to none. It is unmatched to this day. He passed on back in 2009. That's over 10 years ago. 17 years ago, I think now? Yeah, something like that. And to this day, no one can outperform that guy. But Beyonce, bring it. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you watch Beyonce's preparation as well, guys, the blueprint for all of us now in history now, like in recent history and now speaking today, the blueprint that we make use of, if you really want to get on that level, is Michael Jackson, man. And he was not the king of pop for nothing. That guy, he shocked the world when he first did I think firstly the moonwalk and then that leaning dance move.
Oh yes, definitely on that one.
It was on live TV. I watched the documentary and people were losing their minds.
Or even that whole tiptoe thing where he just basically spins and then he stands on his tiptoes. But I think one thing that a lot of people that are looking forward to, especially MJ fans this year, is the movie titled Michael, where his nephew is actually playing Michael Jackson. Now that's something that I'm actually looking forward to when it comes to what the cinema has to offer for this year, and I cannot wait for that part. And we'll just have to wait and see how it is and what comes out eventually. And I know that one thing for sure I'm definitely going to be waiting for is basically the movie reviews with Moocee, because there's a whole lot of movies that are coming out this year. We even have Street Fighter coming out, but I think my favorite has to be the Minions and obviously Super Mario Bros. And right now we'll also be discussing something that is very fascinating, something that a lot of people do not do right now, especially the youth of today, which is writing a letter to their elder. When was the last time you wrote a letter to your elder? Maybe basically a birthday card or get well card. Have you ever done something like that?
No.
It has never been your thing?
No.
Okay, no problem. I sometimes write that to my grandmother. So a letter to an elder is celebrated every year on February the 26th, and it was founded in 2015 by the non-profit Love for Our Elders to combat loneliness amongst seniors. The day encourages people to send handwritten letters filled with kindness, encouragement, and appreciation to elders who may feel isolated. What began as Jacob Kramer's personal effort to write to seniors in his community has grown into a global movement with hundreds of thousands of letters sent worldwide. Beyond brightening an elder's day, the tradition bridges generations, fosters connections, and reminds us of the wisdom and value older adults bring to society. It reminds me of a show that I actually saw in passing. So it's basically a show where they show elders who live in old age homes, and they have young kids who visit them for the day. So basically those kids visit them to make them feel like there's still somebody out there who's still thinking about you. And you may not, but you probably don't have a grandchild, but you have a grandchild in me. And I saw that as a pretty and a good and amazing initiative, especially because they show this other old man who goes by the name of George, and when on the first day when everybody was there, he was the one elder who actually did not have a child that came to bond with him, until the next day when he came with a puzzle and all the kids started flooding his way. and he started feeling like he was finally seen and finally heard. Another day that we're also celebrating is a day that speaks to the world of engineering, whether it's mechanical or electrical. It is a day dedicated to taking the young women that we have along our side and teaching them about engineering. Now, this day is called Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day. Now, Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day, often called Girl Day, is an annual event founded in 2001 by Discover to inspire girls to explore engineering and STEM fields. Celebrated during Engineers Week, which is this week. In February, it combines hands-on activities like building bridges or coding robots with mentorships from female engineers and role models. The day emphasizes creativity, problem solving, and confidence building, showing girls that engineering is not only accessible but also a powerful way to shape the future by bridging stereotypes and offering real-world experience. It helps to close the gender gap in engineering and encourages young learners to see themselves as future innovators. For me, I feel like this is a good initiative, especially because there's actually not a lot of females in the world of engineering, so it's a great way to also encourage women that you are more than just a nurse. You can become more than just a social worker. You have the ability to actually go and build a camera, for example, or actually go and build a phone, for example, or even design your own. In the world of engineering, you're more than just going out there and waiting for somebody to come help you fix your kettle, but instead you can actually fix it yourself and even learn how to put in sockets in your own house. So that is a great and an amazing initiative that is actually out there, and I love it very much. I love it. I am here for it all the way. Now, we'll also be tapping into the world of invention. Now, in the world of invention, we have the Mobilus Labs Mobi 1. So the Mobilus Labs Mobi 1 is a bone conduction communication headset designed for environments where traditional audio devices fail, like construction sites or stormy areas. Instead of relying on external sound, it transmits voice as vibrations through the wearer skull, allowing crystal clear communication even in a chaotic or noisy condition. Launched in October 2021 at $490 per year, hardware plus software license, it has already been tested with the British Army and UK's National Health Service, earning recognition as one of Time's best innovations of 2021 for its innovative approach to workplace communication. Now, this one is amazing. This one is fantastic because we all know that working on a construction site is not good. Once you're sitting down there, you don't know. Now you have things that are falling on your head out of nowhere without actually even knowing where they're coming from. And for me, I feel like it's a pretty amazing design and it's pretty good, hey? It's pretty amazing. It's beautiful, it's amazing, but not forgetting that we're also celebrating the amazing days that we have throughout the year, and we are already on our 57th day. Like, time is gone.
Crazy.
It's official because February ends tomorrow.
Crazy. In 2 days. It ends in 2 days, on the 28th. It's going to end on a Saturday.
According to me, it's tomorrow. We're already there.
Yeah, Sunday is the 1st of March. Quite a few things happening this coming weekend, man. And I always come back with very interesting stories. So I think it's going to be an interesting weekend as well. Quite a few events happening. I might find myself in Fosloras, but we'll get into that tomorrow as we're gearing up for the weekend. But yeah, crazy that it is the 57th day of the year, remaining with 308 days before we say goodbye 2026 and hello 2027. Man, crazy stuff. 44 weeks remain as well until the end of this year, right? And in counting the number of days that we're in, people are always celebrating their birthdays, and these people are regarded as celebrities, celebrated individuals in society and in mainstream media. One of those people is Jasmine Musiala. Jamal Musiala was born on the 26th of February back in 2003. 23 years this year. He's the middle fielder who has played for Bayern Munich in the German Bundesliga. Right, if you're someone who follows those leagues, those international leagues, I know Mr. Mo would be loving this one. On the 20th of June back in 2020, when COVID was at its peak, Jamal debuted for Bayern Munich, becoming their youngest Bundesliga player just at the age of 17, which is crazy stuff, man. And then moving on to another celebrity who's celebrating their birthday. This morning we're also covering Greg German, right, who was born in 1958, 68 years this year, which is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. He's the supporting television actor who starred in Ally McBeal and Ned and Stacy, if you're someone who follows those kinds of shows, man. I actually know him, I think, from Grey's Anatomy. There's another movie that I'm forgetting, but I do know this guy quite well in terms of some of the work that he's been a part of. And then on the last birthday that we're covering this morning, we have Shiloh Fernandez. Shiloh Fernandez was born back in 1985. He's 41 this year, or today, turning 41. He's best known for his lead roles in films such as Evil Dead and Red Riding Hood. Amanda Seyfried, I think, and if memory serves well, is a title character. She's Red Riding Hood, and Shiloh is one of the antagonists of the movie. And an interesting fact about him is that before his acting success, Shiloh worked as a dishwasher and an American Apparel stock boy, which is quite interesting. Very fascinating finding out some of the jobs that these celebrities have taken a part in or have, worked in before their rise to fame in terms of mainstream media in the movies that they have been a part of. So a huge birthday to all those people. Birthdays on your side? No birthdays on your side?
I do, actually, but for me it's like a belated birthday. Koki, can you kindly please show that picture that I sent? So for me it's a belated birthday. It's somebody that we actually had here in studio last year.
Okay.
Moeketsi Maimane. It was her birthday yesterday, and she actually started a new job as a nurse on her birthday. So, Tunokama, can you see? Happy belated birthday. I hope you had an amazing and beautiful day, Queen. I love you always and cannot wait to spend more time with you and hit the stage again. So, till we meet again, sis, I hope you enjoy your birthday and obviously your birthday weekend. So, right now, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're still going to have much more in store for you. So please don't move, Donya guys, because we are coming back right now.
Don't take your eyes off me, baby. You're the one that I need. 솔직히 말해볼게. 너만을 기다려봤다고. 저 수평선을 건너 우주 끝까지 가볼게. With you, with you. 마지막 순간까지 너와 눈을 감아도 너만 보여만 Something about you, baby. 아주머니 떼줄 수 있어 다 Something about you, baby. You're my favorite part of the day. Baby, you got me going crazy about you, and I can't seem to get over you. 이대로 멈췄으면 좋겠어, 둘이. Please keep your eyes on me, baby. 나만 바라봐줘. 솔직히 말해볼게. 너만을 기다려, 너만을 기다려. 저 수평선을 건너 우주 something about you. Don't know if you know this too. I'd rather be right here with you. Nothing else matters right now. It's just you and me, boy. 이대로 멈췄으면 좋겠어, 둘이. Don't take your eyes off me, baby. You're the one that I need. 솔직히 말해볼게. 너만을 기다려왔다고. 저수평선을 건너 우주 끝까지 가볼게. With you, 마지막 순간까지 너와 눈을 감아도 너만 보여. 난 something about you, baby. I do anything 줄 수 있어. 다 something about you, baby. You're my favorite part of the day. Baby, you got me going crazy about you, and I can't seem to get over you. 이대로 멈췄으면 좋겠어, 둘이. Please keep your eyes on me, baby. 나만 바라봐줘. 솔직히 말해볼게. 너만을 기다려, 너만을 기다려.
Welcome back, Vooka Nation. I hope you guys are still feeling amazing, still feeling fantastic as I reminisce you with something about you. Now, this is an amazing song, although I barely can understand the lyrics. But trust me, I feel that Ajima. I feel it, and I love it for the 10 skippers. So right now, we're discussing something that is probably on everybody's mind, especially when the new year starts, or when those telemarketers start calling you up and saying, "Hi ma'am, how are you?" So we are calling you on behalf of MTN, and we just wanted to let you know that yes, we have like a new contract available, or we just wanted to know if you'd be interested in getting a new Samsung, or the new Honor, or the new iPhone. There's a lot of things that we always get called up for, but the main question is how often should we refresh our phones? How often should we actually refresh our phones? Now, I just want people to let me know, see, how long does it actually take for you to refresh your phone? Or is there even a need for somebody to actually refresh their phones? How long did it take
I don't know.
you?
You have your phone. What do you think?
Okay, so for me, the reason why I refreshed my phone, it was mainly because of storage. The phone that I was using, I barely even use the camera, in all honesty. I barely ever take pictures. I only take them or take a video if it is needed. So for me, it was basically, it all had to do with storage. There's a lot of things that I had to download in terms of app that I also had to use personally, and apps that I would use for my son, for his education. And the phone just did not have enough storage. It was just not doing it for me. And there's so many other things that I also do on my side, on my career per se, and excluding the what I do here. So for me, the storage was just not... No, it was not enough. So hence the upgrade, because of the storage space that it has. It has a much more bigger storage. I use a 32 gig then on the Samsung phone that I had, and now on this phone I have 128. And for me, 128 is pretty good because I still have somewhat enough storage space that is still left, despite the huge amount of apps that I have here on my phone. So that's the main reason for me to actually upgrade.
Yeah. Music. I hear you. But before we continue with that engagement, there's one birthday that it would really, 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 not be. I don't know. I don't even know what word to use, right, to describe this. But it would be absolutely bad of us to not cover this birthday, right? Someone who completed their matric last year, and she actually had the photo shoot for her matric dance right here in the studios of Vooka. A huge happy 18th birthday to Uratile Kalane, a very close family member to the Vooka Nation, to the Vooka Breakfast Show. Yeah, man, I hope that she enjoys her birthday, man, and I hope that the day is filled with nothing but great memories. The 18th birthday, literally 1 year off from jumping out of the teen years, and becoming a young lady who's in her early 20s. But I'm sure she's excited, for her birthday. So a huge happy birthday, but not only to her, like everybody mentioned, a huge happy belated birthday to Nokama, and to anyone else who's celebrating their birthdays today throughout the entirety of this coming weekend, and of course for the month of February, right? If you celebrated your birthday, from us as the Vooka Nation, as the Vooka Breakfast Show, as the Vooka team, we want to wish you a very happy one that is going to be filled with nothing but love, laughter, and all things great and amazing. So you switch off the music and then
This is what we wish you.
Switch off the music first. There we go. So from us as the Vooka Breakfast Show, we would love to say,
Yeah! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hooray! Hooray!
Huge happy birthday, man. And we hope the day will be filled with nothing but great and proper memories. So as we're talking, as Afriberry is giving you, some of those things, right?
The whole smartphone
Absolutely.
lingo that we're talking about, on how often should one person actually refresh their phones. Now, it's like month 22 of your 24-month contract that you have with your service provider, and you're at the mall, just popped into a new network shop to check out data special, then kaka. Next thing you know, chigi, the consultant hits you with you actually qualify for an early upgrade. Now, I don't want to lie. If you hear people saying that, run for your lives. Just know that you're about to get yourself in another debt. You actually qualify for a new upgrade. Suddenly, you're holding the latest, shiniest phone that you've ever seen in the market. 3 cameras at the back, portrait mode that makes you look like you've never had a bad day skin ever in your day. You are just glowing. When we are shy now, you're just glowing on that part. Your current phone, it still works, Marane. It still works. It still works. But the problem is that the screen is cracked, the battery dies at 5 p.m. But it's fine. It's manageable. But it's fine. It's fine. But now you're stuck with that dilemma. Do I really need to get a new phone? I'm just being finessed by FOMO and obviously the amazing marketing strategy that they actually have. Moocee, for somebody who hasn't actually upgraded their phone in a while, how do you stay away from upgrading your phone? Like, what's that one thing that telemarketers that hit you with when they approach you? What's the thing that makes you say no to actually going for a new shiny phone, maybe with better storage, or the camera is a much more better, or maybe it has a much more better battery life?
Upgrading is a thing. I've had this phone for almost a year now. I've been using it for almost a year. Look, for the most part, it works and it's functionable. I do what I need to do with it, but I already want to upgrade. So I just ignore. I don't engage whatsoever. If I get a call, hey, we have thank you, I appreciate, but my phone still works fine. So I personally just ignore. I don't engage, even when I'm at the mall or whatever the case is. I just don't engage like that. But as it stands, almost a year into using this one, and already there's
Technical
things.
difficulties.
No, this phone works just fine. This phone is proper stuff. Guys, the A series is slept on. If you are a Samsung user like myself, if you are an Android lover like myself, the A series is slept on. Don't get me wrong, it's not flagship. And I know people gravitate to more the S series, but the A series, guys, is completely slept on. And this phone is man, the camera here is quite surprising actually when I first made use of it and things of that nature. But I don't necessarily engage marketers like that and people selling phones and stuff. I go and buy a phone because I feel the need, or I want to buy a phone, or I can afford a phone at that time. But in J&J, for the most part, I think I'm a pretty good user of devices. My last phone that I used, I think I bought that phone back in 2017, and I used all the way to around 2022. That's when I changed the phone. And it was an old phone, that one I had for quite a while. I had put it away and then I made use of it again until I bought this one last year. So I take care of my devices pretty decently, so quite well. So I barely ever have the need to upgrade or switch devices unless it's a failure, in the system, in the device itself. But that also comes after years of wear and tear and making use and pushing it to its absolute limits, So this one is still pretty good. I think for the next 2 years I can still make use of this phone, and then I think that's when I'll actively upgrade my device. But for now, this is my baby, man, and it still works pretty well. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing, hey, because we know that here in South Africa, our phones are more than just our gadgets, but they're actually our banks, our camera, our office, our ID book, our social file. For many of us, if the phone is off, life is on pause. So the big question on the Vooka Breakfast Show that we are asking this morning is, how often should we really refresh our phones? And are we upgrading because we need to, or because we're just addicted to that new phone smell that we get every time we unwrap it from a box? So for me, I'd probably just get that you just need to upgrade your phone because you have to. Like for me, if I didn't have to, then I would have never actually upgraded my phone. I still would have stayed with it because for me, it was almost 2 years last year. So I had it for like 1 year plus a couple of months. And then at the end of it, it just became too much of a problem, because even if when I had the memory card, it still kept getting full. The storage was getting full. So the only option that I had for me was to just get a new phone, because every once in a while I have to deal with the whole situation of having to delete an app, delete that, clean it every once in a while. But for me, it's because I actually needed it. And here's some shockers that people actually do know about, or some do not know about. Now, the first shocker is that it's the screen time that we spend in South Africa when it comes to our phones. And this was a report made by Electronics Hub that found that South Africans spend an average of 9 hours and 38 minutes a day on screens, and just over 5 hours of that is on our phones. Is on our phones, the highest screen time in the world among 45 countries that they looked at. So we as South Africans were actually addicted to our phones. I plead the fifth. I am actually one of those people. I am fully addicted to my phone. There's some situations, for example, if I went to work as a waiter and it was not a must for me to have my phone away at that time, then I'll probably be on social media texting and checking up on other things, because I will, like your Fifi and Richie know that, for example, if I go on work events, I always put them under the neck that, guys, you need to make sure that we have everything that I need to do on my side really ready and loaded before 4 p.m. because when it hits 4 p.m. I won't be able to actually even hold my phone or have it on me. Having it on me is basically a felony where I work again. Now, the second one is that phones are designed to hook us. Now, as a written live piece on digital consumption points out that smartphones are literally designed to be addictive. App notifications, infinite scrolling, all engineered to keep us online for longer. Do you think that it's true or false on that part?
I wouldn't know.
Okay, personally on your side, do you think that you're probably addicted to your phone or the apps that you have on your phone?
I'm not addicted to my phone. I went for months, almost a year without like a smartphone.
Oh yes, you had a popo.
So yeah, I'm not addicted to my phone. Because I've seen what the dangers are. Like you said, people get hooked and you spend hours just doom scrolling. You're not even looking at, things that would work in your favor, whatever the case. Because that's the design and the algorithm of these apps that we make use of. So I'm not addicted to my phone. I go hours with it in the charger. Like I could spend 2, 3, even 4 hours in the charger, unless I hear a notification coming through. The thing I check on the pop-up, is it something? Okay.
Is
nothing
it urgent
serious
or not?
It's nothing serious. I can get back to that person. But yeah, I've looked into the dangers of being hooked on your phone and stuff like that. No, it's not good. So I'm not one of those people who's addicted to their phone like that. Considering the fact that I've gone for almost a year without a smartphone. So we as individuals, we need to learn how to unplug and switch off these things. Switch it off, put it there and engage and read or listen to a podcast or watch something that stimulates you in a beneficial way, something that will teach you, something that's knowledge giving, I know it's a challenging thing because I do have those lazy days when I'm just at home and I'm lazing around and I'm doom scrolling. But I quickly come back to myself and I tell myself, oh, this is not healthy. Let me take a walk or something. There's a friend of mine in my neighborhood. Always from time to time I call her, Hore, are you around? You and I have been in the house for a while. Let's take a walk for about an hour. We'll come back. And we do that. We actually did that yesterday. And it's a good thing. It's healthy, fresh air. It stimulates your brain and gets those blood vessels pumping and things of that nature. So I highly recommend unplugging and leaving the house, taking a walk and stimulating yourself in a different way, as opposed to being stuck on these, I don't want to say useless, but on these apps that don't necessarily benefit us.
That's true, hey, because I think for me, the reason, yes, I will admit, I am addicted to my phone. And for me, I got addicted to it, especially when we didn't have a telly at home for almost 3. That was a lot. For almost 3 years, we didn't have a television at home. And we solely depended on a phone. So this is where we watched our movies. If we wanted to watch a series on the other phone that I had, if I wanted to watch a series, we use that. And that's where I kind of became dependent on it, because I remember that a while I got mugged and lost my phone. And at that moment, I didn't actually even care about a phone. I bought myself a popopa that I still have. It's in my bag. I have bought myself a smalayana style of phone that I used at that moment because I didn't have a phone. And everybody who knew me knew that it's either, especially if it was something important, that's people that I gave my grandmother's number to, because my grandmother had WhatsApp on her phone. So they would contact me via WhatsApp on her phone. But if whatever we need to do is not that important, then I'd give you literally my number so that you can give me a call and call me there. And for that moment, that's when I kind of like unplugged. And that moment kind of made me see that when push comes to shove, I can actually stay without a smartphone. The only problem with me is that I am kind of also, besides the phone itself, I'm kind of addicted to television. So for me, I am lazy to read. I would rather watch a docu about wildlife on television than actually take a book and read about all the different animals. So for me, I'm more of when it comes to senses, I'm also a visual person. I forgot, because I learn visually, and like having to study, I don't want to I hate studying with all of my life. I would rather learn on the job. That's me, practicals. And for me, that's when I learned that, you know what, it's not that bad not actually having a smartphone. One can actually survive and make do without it. It's not very important. It is important, but not super important. And the importance of it depends on how you treat it when it comes to your life per se. And another shocker is that globally, many people now upgrade their phones roughly every 2 to 3 years, especially in contract-driven markets like South Africa. In South Africa, 24 months and even 36 months contracts encourage a new phone every upgrade mentality, even when the old devices still work. Now, this is one thing that I'm praying for, that I do not have that new phone upgrade mentality. I am still okay with this one. May I survive with this one? It's not giving me problems. It's treating me good. Although I'm still learning the phone itself. But that's what I love about it. The fact that I'm learning it on a step-by-step process, and it's taking its own time. So I do pray that I do not upgrade. But Moocee, when you do plan upgrading, I bet it's going to be another A series line, if I'm correct.
Probably, but it's going to be a Samsung, definitely. It's going to be a Samsung. Guys, the
Android is life.
The integration of Android in general, but specifically of Samsung, guys, like Banan and I explored this and are still exploring this concept of the ecosystem of Android, or the ecosystem of specifically Samsung, making use of the phone, the tablet, if you are a watch person, the watch, and other devices in the house. Like you live an integrated smart life, if all of your devices are smart devices. It's crazy. The ecosystem of Samsung is crazy, guys. Like, you can literally link your TV, your phone, your watch, your fridge, your sound bar, things of that nature. Like, literally your house can be a smart house, and I've been exploring that, which is something crazy. So I think in about 2, maybe 3 years, depending on how long this one will last me, and I think it's going to last me quite a couple of years, because I treat it quite nicely. But I need to get a case though, because I've been dropping it a couple of times. Well, at least I have dropped it, but for the most part, I take care of it, and it takes care of me. And if and when I do upgrade, it's definitely going to be a Samsung. So I'm a Samsung. I think I'm a Samsung baby for life now. I'm a Samsung baby for life, and I'm not really much into Apple. Not really my thing. So I'm gonna upgrade to another Samsung, maybe the S series. See what that's about. Get like a nice flagship phone now. Get a proper flagship phone. The S25 that Mr. B was using is quite crazy as well, and that was like the 2022-23 version, and still doing proper stuff to this day, So, but yeah, I'm definitely looking into upgrading to a flagship Samsung now, and it promises to be great, man. Yeah, very proper stuff.
Yes, man, because we do know that Samsung has been upgrading like the phones like crazy. And everybody knows that, yes, Android is probably the best option. iPhone is very confusing. People who are iPhone is for other people. For me, no, thank you. But yes, Android is definitely the best ever thing that a person could actually know. Now let's take a very deep dive into all of this, because we want people to also know, or we also want to know, when do you actually need a new phone? There should be like guidelines to when a person actually needs a new phone, like a genuine upgrade, because there are also signs for a genuine upgrade. And then it's either the phone no longer gets security or software updates, and apps stop working, or the phone is vulnerable to hacks. So this one is a phone, it basically refers to a phone that I had in 2017. I still have it at home. It's still pretty much works. The only problem is that it stopped receiving software updates, and I've actually been looking for somebody who can actually help me with the software updates, and I'll give it to my son so that he also has something to play with every once in a while and watch his Cocomelon and in Grace's corner. So we do hope that he's also going to enjoy some of that. And then right now, we also be talking about the battery life, whether battery life is terrible, even after trying to replace the battery optimized storage. Now, we do know that some phones have one of the worst battery lives ever. Even if it's always on battery saver, their battery dies much more faster and actually never survives. Now, this is one thing that actually sucks, and I do hope that it does not happen to me with the current phone that I actually have, because I don't want to lie, I would probably be devastated like nobody's business. And on the third one, the screen or hardware is physically damaged in a way that makes daily use a struggle, e.g. touch that doesn't respond and the camera is totally gone. So for me, it would probably also be the touch itself. Because I do know that when it comes to the touch of my old phone, it was not so good at that moment. It was not so good. The touch was just not touching, and life was not lifing. I know that the camera is also on 3 legs, so it's basically also a backup phone that I have. So it's like it's the second backup phone that I have at home. The other one needs a software update, and then this one, in order for me to actually use it again, I probably need to just fix the camera up, and then after fixing the camera, it's literally brand new, and it still has that fresh feel to it. So Moocee, please buy a protector for your phone so that you don't end up with like a damaged screen.
Sure, definitely.
Please,
guys.
please.
Like, I've been looking for covers, and the ones that I'm coming across, I'm not loving them. You know, I don't see myself having those for a long time and making use of those for an extended period of time. But I'm looking to getting a proper, strong, but also appealing and good-looking, case and cover for my phone that would look good. Because the other one, I had a white phone.
White.
Yeah, I had a white phone, and I got a black cover. It looked good. Let's take the call and hear what this person has to say. Arabamo.
Okay, accept. Fifi? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
How's it going?
Good, man. How's it going?
Not too bad. Hey, Mr. B, is that you, my brother?
Yeah, I come from the other side.
I see you. You're not in studio with us today. Yeah, your voice is not coming through from behind the camera this morning. Talk to me, my brother. I know this one is a fascinating conversation for you because you're in the tech space. So what do you have on your mind?
Yeah, so yesterday there was Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. So this is an annual event where they announce the latest phones.
Mm.
So as of yesterday, the Samsung Galaxy S26 line recently came out. So they've got 3 tiers. They've got the S26, S26 Plus, as well as the S26 Ultra.
Yeah.
So now the big question is, should people upgrade and all of that? Yes, there's new features here and there, but it depends. I mean, for someone that's coming from, let's say, S21, 22,
sure,
it's probably a worthy upgrade. But sure, if you've got like the S23, you might just wait 1 or 2 years before you refresh your smartphone.
Yeah.
So earlier, Afriberry mentioned something about software updates, which I think is also a big factor where modern phones, they'll give you about 5 to 6 years of software updates.
Sure.
But then older phones, you would only get about 2 years, meaning that it is stuck on the version of Android that came out 2 years after.
Sure.
But beyond that, they will not get an upgrade. So I do think, Moocee, when upgrading, one of two reasons. If your apps that you want to make use of have stopped receiving support, then probably yes, you should upgrade. And if there's a feature on your smartphone that you use a lot that's just compromised, doesn't work as expected, then that's the other reason why someone would want to upgrade.
Yeah, very, very proper stuff, man. I mean, I know we've spoken about it here in the studio, just in passing. But yeah, I think there are quite a few contributing variables and factors, that would push one to either want to upgrade or not want to upgrade. The interesting one that I have found is that now I think there's an A36 as part of the A series that's been introduced. There's also there was the 26 and the 56, but now there's a 36 and another one I think as part of the A series, which is always interesting. But I think at the core of it, the point is to push and get people buying these new phones, even if they don't need, a new device like that. I remember there was this one guy who was our boss a couple of years ago, and he would buy the newly introduced iPhone as and when it came out, and it would be like, dude, you literally just got this phone like last year. Like, this phone is still working pretty well. And considering things like software updates, like you mentioned, and how well the phone functions over a period of time, it was still in pretty good condition, in my opinion. But he would feel the need to have the latest, newly released phone at the time. And it's like, is it aimed at these companies giving people a better experience of the device or of the brand in itself? Or is it just about consumerism where you're wanting to get people to buy these new devices at a high rate and making it sound as if the one that came out last year is no longer as good as the one that's coming out now? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So what I've observed is that as companies are competing amongst themselves,
sure,
there is a fear that if they do not release every single year, then the other companies will take over. So they tend to do all of this because, number one, they want to stay relevant, but also they want to push and drive profit margins. So obviously they will try and make the previous device look like it's obsolete. But to my experience, I think a smartphone, and I'm talking mid-tier to flagship,
sure,
can last you anything from 3 to 5 years.
5 years, definitely, I agree.
Right,
yeah.
so meaning that if you had gotten a smartphone 4 years ago, it's still good to go for about another year. And then when it comes to updates as well, another important thing that people should consider is that, yes, you may not receive the latest operating system update. However, they will still keep supporting the device in terms of security updates. And for the most part, WhatsApp and these other apps will continue running. I think it was only 2 years ago where we started seeing some of the first iPhones dropping support for WhatsApp.
Sure.
And then there was a frenzy around that. But
sure.
For the most part, if you've got a smartphone that came out 4 years ago, you can still keep it for another 2 years. The only thing that you'll start feeling is performance or maybe the newer apps.
Yeah.
Your phone might not be able to run those. But if we're talking about everyday apps like WhatsApp, Facebook, and the likes, I think you're still good to go for an additional 2 years.
Yeah, optimization and things of that nature. Yeah, very, very interesting stuff, man. Very interesting stuff. And it's always fascinating, especially when you're comparing the devices, I know you and I think about 2 weeks ago, we were looking at, because I know storage is quite a thing for me now on my phone. It's still working quite fine. It's just I have quite a lot of things that I have to get rid of in the phone. But we were looking at the version of the system that the iPads are using now, and we were comparing the latest 20 watts, I think it's 25 version, right, of the iPad versus
iPad OS 20. Yes.
versus this one, the 2020 version. But it was interesting to find that this 2020 version, has the latest software update, which is 2026, and it still works fine outside of storage problems. So it's always interesting to find out some of those things and how long one can make use of a device, in terms of what they use it for. 'Cause I think that also plays quite a role. I mean, if you're mostly using day-to-day usual apps, social apps, you don't really make too many calls, you don't work with your phone like that, then it can, or it should at least, last you a good 3 to 5 years, especially if you're taking care of it as well. You're not dropping it as often and things of that nature. You're always optimizing and clearing out cache and things of that nature. I think it should push you for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, the other reason why people upgrade is because of cameras.
I mean,
yeah, so they want the latest, the best cameras. Because even with yesterday's keynote address, they were talking cameras. But in as far as software or using the phone, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's really the same thing.
Yeah.
You'll only see the difference with performance, but nalapo, we're talking about slight margins.
Yeah.
But the camera is where they're talking the reason why one should upgrade. So it's got bigger sensors, it's got low light capabilities. So even when taking photos at night, then you should have pretty good pictures. But in terms of the experience itself, it is the same thing. Now, as you know, I am in the market for a new smartphone, but it's something I was thinking about, if whether or not, do I go with the latest phones, or do I spend less and get one of the previous flagships?
Yeah.
And I'm leaning towards the S23 series of phones. So S26 just came out, so I'm leaning towards S23, which should make it slightly more cheaper now, the fact that S26 just came out. So
I see.
Phone that's 3 years old, but should be able to give me another runway of about another 3 years before I consider upgrading as well. So I think in terms of consumers being smart, if you do have the money, by all means, get the latest if you want to.
Sure.
But I've met individuals that are extremely moneyed. But if you take a look at the smartphone that they're using, it's a phone from 6-7 years ago. But to each their own. Unless you absolutely have to, then sure. But if you don't, then you're not missing out on anything.
Talk to me, before we let you go, Mr. P. You mentioned cameras, right? And that one of the biggest factors that people feel the need to upgrade to the latest flagships is camera usage and camera quality. Do you think then, in turn, that there are specific or certain phones that are built for certain uses? So if perhaps you are someone who is into taking pictures and videography and photography and things of that nature, then there's a set phone that would be good for you. And then if you're someone who is going to make use of your phone like a laptop and you're working on it, there's another phone that might not necessarily have the best camera quality, but it functions better in other uses. Or is it just the same across the board? The iPhones that have better cameras, the others are not so great, depending on the flagship to meet here and things of that nature.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that question. So considering someone who works in the media space,
sure,
I do personally think that they would most likely lean towards a flagship device. And the reason for that is, number one, it's got great cameras. You've got multiple cameras where you've got a macro camera where if you want to shoot objects or subjects that are very, very close, then it's got that camera built in. And then another one of these flagships is a telephoto. So if you want to zoom in from a distance and shoot from there, you do have the capability of doing that, which when it comes to your mid-range phones, yes, they may have a primary camera that is good enough to take photos, but for the most part, when it comes to these niche environments, then that's where you'll see that the performance or of these other cameras are lacking. So for anyone that's working in the media space, 100%, I would say you take photos, you post a lot, get a flagship. It really doesn't matter nowadays whether we're talking Samsung or the iPhone. Some might say, but Banela, what about the Huawei phones? Those are still good phones. The cameras are exceptional. The only drawback is the software, because it doesn't come with Google Play services, and you have to do some workarounds in order for you to get some of these other apps that run natively on Samsung. And then for anyone that is day-to-day in Jegut, okay, I just open WhatsApp here, and then when I'm driving, I need to open up my Maps application, I need to order Uber and so on. I do think a mid-range will work fine in that regard. The other thing that, and I'm talking about office workers here, and this is something I personally experienced, is multitasking. It sounds like a small thing, but if you've ever had the pain or the experience of opening an app and having to wait for the app to buffer, to open, and when task switching between different applications where you open one app, and by the time you go back to the previous app, the app basically refreshes itself. So that pain of not being able to freely multitask, that would be one of the reasons that would draw you towards a flagship, because with a flagship, you're able to keep almost all of the applications running in the background, and when reopening the same applications, it doesn't have to refresh. So yeah, those are some of the few reasons why one might consider a flagship versus a mid-range. But as mentioned, if it's just a normal phone for normal usage, a mid-range will work absolutely fine.
No,
Very
that's
interesting stuff, yeah.
It is very interesting, because I also wanted to ask, how much influence does the phone storage have on a person getting a new phone or staying with the phone that they have? Because in the world that we live in right now, a lot of things have to do with content, and sometimes content creation also requires a phone that has a larger storage. So would you also say that besides looking for the camera or purchasing a phone that has a high quality pixel, how important is it to also look at the storage itself?
So it depends. Like, I know individuals that have extremely expensive phones, but they barely take photos. So if you know that you are downloading or you are keeping photos on your device, then sure, storage will be a huge factor. And I say this because when it comes to online storage or cloud storage, I'm close to 1 terabyte of online storage because of photos and videos that I've taken since I first had my account years back. But if you know that you don't take a lot of photos, then it shouldn't be a big deal. The other thing is behavior, because in terms of devices, I've got a TV, right? A smart TV. So if I want to watch movies, I know where to go. I've got a laptop. If I want to save other things, I know where to save them. So for some people, more especially right here in South Africa, their computing device is a smartphone. So they will tend to save movies on that same phone. They will save more than, what should be considered phone storage. So for those individuals, 100% get more storage. But obviously, this is directly proportional to the price. So the more storage you want, obviously, you start paying more. And nowadays, most smartphones are starting to omit the SD card. So it's like when you buy a phone, you will buy a phone that has fixed storage, meaning that you cannot even expand it in future. So when making the purchase now, looking at the phone, does it have expandable memory? If yes, then sure, you can always get an SD card, pop it in, and then you've got more storage. If not, then do consider, Guti, this is it. There's no other storage that you can add. But to each their own. So if you know you need more storage, then it should be something that you consider up front.
Mr. B, it's been a pleasure, my brother. We always learn, especially when it comes to all things tech. We're learning, and you give us so much information that we can actually go home and strongly consider, whenever we want to make purchases or we want to make use of devices and things of that nature. Proper stuff, my brother. And we really appreciate. Man. We really
Thanks.
appreciate.
I've got a question for you, Moose, before I bounce. So with the latest S26 Ultra phones, they've got a privacy feature where if someone is sitting next to you, it's a bus, you're on an airplane, there's this thing called visual hacking where someone just standing next to you gets to look over your shoulder, you get to see a toast notification pop up, or whatever it is that you're doing. But they do this visual hacking just by literally being next to you. So the latest S26 Ultra phone that came out yesterday has this feature where you've probably seen those screen protectors that when you look at them from the side, they become black and then they obscure the content. So what this phone has, the latest one, is it's built right into the phone.
That's crazy.
And whoever's standing next to you, whenever you switch it on, because this is something that you can switch on or off. But when you do have it on, so anyone that's looking from the side view won't be able to see the contents of your phone. So you only have to look at it up front when you're looking at it. And it goes a step further where you can only switch it on for certain applications. Like, for example, when you are inside your banking app or when you are inside WhatsApp, or even toast notifications where a notification pops up from the top. Because I'm sure some of us have had the awkward experience where you are showing someone something and then
there's a pop-up message.
The toast notification pops up and then there's a message there. So let me ask you, based on this feature alone that I've described, do you think you would upgrade just to get this feature?
Solely based on that feature?
Well, obviously there's others like, better cameras, better screens, and I
mean, look, I have a friend who has the 56. My one is a 26. He has a 56, but he's boycotted the Android family and has jumped over on the other side for the Apple, right? For the 17. Which is the latest flagship Apple device. But I've compared the two, the 56 versus my 26, and I've noticed that I've gone through the phone just to check if it functions the same way, camera quality, things of that nature. For the most part, like you just mentioned, it is more or less the same, just with extra, one or two features that the 26 doesn't have that the 56 has. But if we're solely basing it on the blacking out of the screen feature, then I don't think I would be swayed to upgrade to the 26 Ultra. If I were to find out and look into it and see other features that it might have, because I have seen that this one is slightly limited. In terms of using things like NDI. I had it when I compared it to the 25, the S25 that you had, and I was going through both of them. Okay, for the most part, it's more or less the same, but there are quite a few things that these flagships have that the mid-tier to lower range phones don't necessarily have. So for other features, probably I would strongly consider, to jump onto to that flagship. But in terms of solely considering the blacking out feature, I don't know, man. I don't think I'd be swayed. I don't know. What about you? Would that be a feature that would
if you were a politician?
Why no? If I was a politician, as Moocee missed now today in this day and age, no, I wouldn't be swayed.
No, considering that as a politician, you are everywhere.
Sure.
and you're attending meetings, and there's information that gets sent to you, right? So you're a
Sure.
high-profile individual.
Sure.
Do you think that feature might matter?
It would, but I don't think it would be the sole reason for me to jump onto a specific device, right? Because even
No, I hear
now,
you. I hear you.
using this mid-tier one of mine, I'm quite considerate and wary of where I make use of my phone, what I make use of my phone of in terms of being around people, and the kinds of messages and the apps and things that I do when I'm on my phone. And so randomly on the bus, on the taxi, if I'm with people, I would stand up, make use of my phone standing up, or just not use it at all. If there is that message that pops up, I'll quickly just check it and then switch off the phone, or lock the phone. And then once I have like ample space and time to myself, then I can quickly, refer to it, answer it, deal with it, and then put my phone away. So solely based on that feature, I don't think it would sway me like that. Because like you mentioned, we already have screen protectors that can do that job. So I would consider doing that with my mid-tier as opposed to jumping onto a flagship that's going to cost me thousands solely for a feature that is not so significant, I think, in my view. Yeah. What about you? Is that something that you would consider?
I would consider it because my phone, and I'm talking from experience, that normally, because I share my phone, it's something I would consider.
Okay. Yeah, for you, I think it would make sense. Yeah, based on the fact that you say you share your phone, because I know I hardly ever, I don't want to say but I try not to make use of other people's phones like that, solely for the fact that I don't like sharing my phone,
Okay.
So I'd rather stay away from someone's phone, even like proper, my girlfriends, people that I'm dating, your phone is yours, mine is mine. Because trust me, I'm going to find whatever I'm going to be looking for. She's going to find what she's looking for on my phone. Not in a bad way, not in a malicious way. So, but yeah, if you dig around well enough, you will find what you're looking for. So even with friends and stuff like that, I'd rather make use of your phone with you sitting next to me and you see what I'm doing and not walk out with it and make calls and be on your WhatsApp or whatever the case. So I stay away from yours, you stay away from mine, because I don't think it's even a political thing or being a politician or whatever the case. We each of us have things that we are having on each of our phones that could cause quite damage to anyone. We have friends that we talk to, we have families that we talk to, there's business that we conduct on our phones and things of that nature. So there is damaging information on each of our phones. So solely based on that reason, stay to yours, I'll stay to mine, and yeah, man,
Yes, each to their own. Mr. B, thank you very much for calling in and thank you very much for your input. It was very much needed, as our tech guru here in studio. It was a must for us to hear your 1 and 2 when it comes to this whole debate. Thank you very much on that one. But guys, it's not only just about that. It's also about knowing whether the phone is affecting your work or safety, e.g. your banking apps struggle or your GPS freezes while driving. And then these are some other things that you just want because the phone just comes with them. The camera is slightly better, but yours still works, or you want it because everyone on Instagram has it. The phone is still fast enough, but your new features look cool. The network is pushing you, and you qualify for an upgrade. Another thing that we also need to know is that how long can a modern smartphone actually last? With decent care, many modern smartphones can last up to 4 to 5 years or more in terms of hardware. The main limit is software updates and battery. Some top brands support phones with updates for 5 years or longer, especially premium models. Cheaper phones might stop getting updates sooner and making them feel old quicker. So the real debate is, are we replacing phones because they're dead or because the industry trains us to feel like they are outdated? So that's a question that we also need to ask ourselves, Vooka Nations. Are we replacing phones because they are dead or because the industry trains us to feel like they are outdated. And another one that has to do with the whole update of a phone is money, status, and the South African reality. So for many South Africans, a phone as a status symbol, people notice what you're holding in your hand. But new flagships cost tons of thousands of rands, often locking people into contracts that squeeze their money for their monthly cash flow. At the same time, there's unemployment, school fees, black tax, fuel, and rent. So when it comes to this one, my question is changing your phone every 2 years a soft life reward or just financial sabotage? That's something that we can also think about. And then do you also upgrade it or keep it? So our first scenario is that your phone is 3 years old and the battery life hits 10 p.m. by 3 p.m., 10% by 3 p.m., but the screen is fine, camera is okay, and all your apps still work. So please tell me, is it something that you would still upgrade just because the battery life dies much more faster? Or is it something that you're also going to keep because everything still works despite the whole battery life situation? Now, this is something that we also need to think about when you sit at home and actually have a deep self-introspection. Is that these are the perspectives are very interesting. The tech lovers, the savers, the environmental gang. But what does this actually mean for us here in South Africa, where the cost of living is wild and our phones are basically our lives? Should a South African really be changing phones every 2 years? Or is that just the luxury we cannot afford as South Africans? That's today's discussion. Should we or should we not change our phones every 2 years? But also take into the fact that reality always hits hard when you change the phone and cannot actually afford to pay for it. Because as much as changing phones is part of our ecosystem, our lives here in South Africa, but we also need to think about the fact that sometimes is it really something that you actually need? Is it necessarily a need, or is it a want, or it's just financial sabotage because everybody out in the world or in your circle is actually going out and getting themselves the latest flagship? Remember that you must never compare yourself to other people's pockets because they may not necessarily be the same as yours. Always think about yourself first, put yourself first before even going in for an upgrade that you possibly might not be able to maintain. So please let us know what your discussion is and what you think about whether you can upgrade a phone after 2 years, or maybe it's just a luxury that we cannot afford. But before we even go too far, I'm going to head over to our comment section. And now in the comment section, we have a comment from Yosin_Neliswa. She said, "Good morning, Vooka community. Ngivugile. How are you guys at the studio? Happy Thursday. Hashtag Vooka Nation. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, where radio meets TV. Good morning, Nelly. Thank you very much for tuning in. And I am doing okay for myself. I'm just going to answer for myself. I'm doing fantastic and feeling amazing." And then Ubane Banele comes through and says, "The extra storage that I need for my phone is apparently storage Summer China." Yes, I love K-dramas, but no, the extra storage is not for Ama China. It's for my other apps. And then we have Umam Tembi coming in saying, "Good morning, Vooka team, Vooka Nation, and Underground Radio DBN. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, hashtag Sivugile." And then she comes back again and saying, "It's a beautiful sunny Thursday morning. Have a blessed and great day ahead. Stay safe and take care of yourselves. Hashtag rise and shine." And then she also comes through with another comment. She says, we did have Moeketsi. We did have Moeketsi, just came back, and now we'll catch up everything after the show. Thank you very much for tuning in, because we know that in the Moeketsi, where we live in the townships, is a very serious thing. There is no way that you can end up actually ditching the whole Eskom debacle. It's eventually going to hit when you least expect it. But thank you very much for coming back and tuning in. and making sure that we also do hear from you, because we love and miss you. And there's no show without the Vooka Nation. We need you guys to back us up, because we know that you support us. And as much as we love you coming through to support us, we're also grateful for each and every single thing that you have said to us and each and every single feedback that you keep on giving us. We're very grateful for that one. It means a lot, and it means more than you guys can ever imagine. So thank you very much for all the love and support that you have been giving us since we started from episode 1 until sifika la singaga because of Nina. We're at episode 225 because of your love and support. Moocee, do you have any final words that you'd like to say to the viewers?
It's been great. It's been amazing. And it's always a jump. It's always a jump right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show. 55 minutes after the hour, 9 o'clock. Just shy of 5 minutes from the top of the hour. And until we call it a morning on this Thursday morning, the 26th of February 2026. I've had an amazing time. I've enjoyed being back in your presence and in your company. The last time you and I hung out was on Friday morning, right? And the days have gone by so quickly. And tomorrow morning, we're going to be hanging out together again, giving you a daily dose of positivity that is accompanied by an energetic start to the day, where radio meets TV, only and exclusively on the Vooka Breakfast Show, brought to you by the Blinko Network. Coming to you live right here from the Vooka Studios in the heart of Soweto, Top Santon. This is right next to Zondi Hills, just before you get to Bramfisher Kloof, right? And you know that you're always spending some great proper quality time with myself, the one and only Moocee Mr. My name is Moocee Mr. And I've had such an amazing time, man, hanging out with you, having a great energy exchange, and of course, giving you all-encompassing, compelling, and of course thought-provoking conversations on a day-to-day basis right here, where we give you a daily dose of positivity that is accompanied by an energetic start to the day. For now, we're going to love and leave you, because when you're having fun, time flies, right? But until tomorrow morning, from myself, the one and only Moocee Mist, God willing, we are together again tomorrow morning, right? And we keep on being grateful for the gift of life and for the gift of craft, which we take not for granted whatsoever. So stay cautious on those roads, stay safe, stay warm if it gets slightly a bit chilly, because it is now moving into those slightly cooler days. But stay rehydrated and cool if it gets too warm on your side of the country. So from us right here on the Vooka Breakfast Show, as the Vooka team, as the Vooka Nation, until tomorrow morning, ciao.
Yes, man. So we do hope that you have a fantastic Thursday and that you enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to also stay safe out there in the road. Stay worried, stay cautious, because we still want to be with you again tomorrow when we also come back and give you the amazing gig, guys. So you know where to go besides the stadium. So you know where to go, where to have fun with different people, and also engage and meet new people outside in the world. But for me, Berry, also known as Miss Berry Plays, but to the darker the berry, the sweeter than Tontone. Imnandi mamyama mamhlopile tekateken pot loko famba na mewe tayo kumakahle. Isonga namane.